Hey, Jay, you ready?
Never. Let's do this.
All right.
All right, folks. Eddie's on the left playing Stark Fealty. Ryan is on the right playing Lannister Lord of the Crossing, otherwise known as LCG, which is how the cool kids say it.
Well, it's at least how some people say it. I don't know about cool kids.
You're saying I'm not cool. I get it. That's okay.
Didn't say that. Looks like Ryan's going to be setting up 4 cards.
4 card setup for Ryan's side of things. For an aggressive deck, that's a really good thing. Get your pieces out early and also means you draw back up to hopefully more of your pieces. I think Ryan was asking for a bowl of soup. That's why he rotated his hand that way. Just gobble that soup up. Ryan's ready to go. Yeah, ready to go. Eddie, slow playing. Judge, slow play.
This is where that would be a good thing to call, I guess.
There you go.
You know, before any power even hits the table.
Yeah, before you've even played.
All right, Eddie's
I see a 1 card, and I see 2 cards.
2 cards.
Flip them over. On Eddie's side of the table, looks like we have the Blackfish and Tumblestone Knight. Over on the right side, we've got Jamie, classic Jamie, with a bodyguard and a reducer, both in character form and in location form. So already, I like the setup for Ryan's side. Things are going to be coming out way cheaper. Which Lannister, you're going to have money. So if you can also get a discount on that, that's kind of special. I don't like Eddie's setup.
Yeah, and that's what, you know. Spoiler alert: we've already seen this match once.
Don't tell him how the sausage is made. Jesus.
It never does. It doesn't. You know, this setup's kind of bad.
Yeah. No economy. Only 2 cards drawn back to. Cards flipped over. Trading with the Pentoshi, I believe, is on Eddie's side of the table.
Yep.
And I believe that is. It's either summons.
I think it's summons. In fact, yeah, it's.
Yeah,
summons.
it is summons.
It's the fancy promo card summons.
Ooh. A+ for style. A+ for style. Good job, Brian. All right. He's going to sprinkle some money down there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Who are we going for? We're either going for classic tie.
I was about to say tie.
Yeah, boom. Classic tie.
The person coming on the board.
Yeah. Lannister, again, loves gold, but kind of needs it. You have a lot of 7-cost characters. He has just pulled one of them, but it is the 7-cost character that allows you to get other 7-cost characters. Thank you, +2 gold. Mm-hmm. Shuffling up. Now, Lord of the Crossing is very aggressive, and like I said, when you're setting up, you want to get 3 to 4 cards on your setup because you want your pieces out as soon as possible so that your machine's running. We're right now at draw phase. Everybody's drawing up. But you want to have your machine set up and you want to be able to draw into more pieces of your machine. As a general across-the-board thing, you always want to do that for decks, but particularly for something that has to hit hard and fast, you want to do that.
Yep. Eddie's going to go ahead and go first, collect his 10 monies.
10 communion wafers.
Let's see, that looks like
1 goes for Reducer. Winterfell Steward, thank you for showing up. Not to be confused with the Night Watch's stewards, which are all intrigue.
Yeah, yes.
Jason had a smile on his face because I mentioned Night Watch, and that's his favorite faction.
You gotta love the Night Watch.
Yeah. No, you don't. You specifically don't.
Rob hits the table.
Classic Rob.
Side. Classic.
I think of Classic Rob and the newest Rob from the last chapter pack the way I think of Classic Coke and New Coke.
The New Coke one's better, but everybody hates him?
That's a lie. Look, you like New Coke. We're bringing up stuff from the 80s now. I think we're going too far back now.
Eddie's also got Winterfell on the board.
Thank you, Winterfell.
It is always a good thing whenever you can stop something nasty from happening.
Mm-hmm. All right. Rose Road, I believe, comes down. More money, less problems.
Let's see.
I think Ryan is going to shoot the moon here and play Tywin out. And here we go. 1, 2, and all of the money has been paid.
Well, not all of it because he's got the Pentoshi money. So
yeah.
He should have 1 left
for a bodyguard.
2 left, I believe.
Yeah, and now he has 1 left. Yeah. Already, this board is brutal. You have 2 high class characters that are now protected very well. You have all of the icons on the board, which for Lord of the Crossing side, you definitely want. You want your 3 challenges, and you have the ability of doing 3 challenges, even with only 2 characters, thanks to the fact that Jamie's not going to kneel on military challenges.
Yep.
All right, I believe we're going into... Yep, yeah, we're going into Eddie's challenges phase. And full-on swing military.
Huge military swing.
Yep. Rob, Blackfish, Tumblestone, with Winterfell out. So I believe that's going to be, 6, 5, 3 for 14 strength. Only 1 gold out, so he can't tease put to the sword. But again, still it's a 14 military.
Still pretty brutal. But he's either going to shut Ryan down if he decides to block with everything, or... Yeah. Eddie made a misplay on this one. He attempted to use I believe that's the new Stark event that increases your claim if a winter plot's out, isn't it?
No, I think he tried that later. I think what he's going...
No, that was it right there.
That was it right there?
Yeah. And Ryan told him, hey, look, you don't have a winter plot in play, so no go for that.
Yeah.
Ryan goes unopposed on the military.
I think he is going to do one thing here out of turn, because get some renown, get some stuff there. Because I do believe he played a gold and... Yep, there he goes. He's going to play a gold out of turn. And I think Ryan let that happen here, or did he?
For what?
Oh, no. We haven't even...
his gold back. We haven't gotten to that part yet.
All right. Okay. We're jumping on there, folks. My apologies. All right. Military challenge with Jamie, which means everybody's going to stand up. That is... power for Jamie, but more importantly, everything is now standing up on the white side of the board. An intrigue challenge can still go through here, but the power challenge, even with the +2 from Lord of the Crossing, is not going to be enough on Tywin to get through. Thinking. Doubles up on the intrigue challenge, I do believe, so I can get some renown there. Winterfell knelt to prevent any kind of Tears of Lissing to be going on. Renown will trigger, and it was unopposed, so power comes from that. So good power scoop. I think right now it's going to be 4-4 with dominance going to Eddie.
You hate to see that as a Stark player.
Yeah.
That intrigue got an ice.
Yeah.
And this is... Jay and I were actually discussing this before starting this here with... So Eddie had the money in that turn to play Winterfell. Seeing what's on the board, our thought was you don't play Winterfell there, you put ice out.
Yeah.
That makes that first military challenge with the little reducer so much more dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Because even if you have 2 bodyguards on, you've already used 2 bodyguards, and if one has to come off because of a target kill, or if one has to come off because the reducer's already been killed, now he has to kill something else. And if you've heard me reference at some point, and I will say this as another bit of a spoiler, you're going to see Winter is Coming come out here, which is going to increase the claim on another military challenge that Eddie's going to have in here. And that's what you have to do against a speed deck. You have to pull one of the rods out of that engine in order to get that engine stopped. Because if that engine's running, it's just going to run straight on through to the finish line. Basically what we have here is a race between a Range Rover and a Ferrari.
Yeah. Which, let's see, we're
tied 4-4.
back at plots.
Yep. Start of the second round. Thinking. Once again, playing the speed deck, it's usually a good idea to get your decision out of the way and make the other person force a decision. Again, not just solid card draw, but just kind of solid play from Ryan throughout the match.
I think we have double summons. I mean, not double summons, double noble cause.
Double noble cause, yep. And they flip to see who will go first. Cards are drawn. All right.
Eddie's going to go first.
Dupe the Blackfish. Extra protection. You've got a lot of military out there right now, so yeah, anything to protect your bigger guys. Absolute. Communion wafers come down. I believe that is a total of 5 of them. Kneel and
Fat Cat comes
Fat Cat. She is pricey,
and
so you better dupe her. So he has all but 1 gold left now. Big turn, and Ryan hasn't seen her very much, so yeah, absolutely. Combos very well with old Rob in that if you have to sacrifice or kill something, everything's standing up and she's going to get a power out of it. I do like that combo.
House Tully, so...
He
falls in with the Blackfish once he gets his 4th power.
Yeah. I think, what is she, strength 6 base?
5 or 6, yeah. I think 6.
6 base, plus 1 power, again for, plus 1 strength for every power she has on her. And,
she gains that power every time a...
Strength 5 base. So, yeah, so strength 5 base, plus 1 strength as she's getting more power on her. And
every time a Stark dies.
Every time a Stark dies or I think is discarded.
Yep.
Sacrificed or killed. Sacrificed. So not discarded.
Not discarded, yeah. Sacrificed or killed. So Bran feeds her.
Yes.
Rickon could feed her.
Don't look now.
Greywind would feed her.
There's a blonde bitch in play.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. New Cersei. Of the 2 new version of the ladies on the board, this is by far my favorite. She is 6 strength. She doesn't kneel to attack on intrigue challenges. And when a card is discarded, she gets a power.
Anytime a card is discarded.
So,
any phase.
Limit 3 per the turn. Don't look now, but Rob's on drugs.
Yeah.
He's got
we knew that
poppy
was
on
going
him.
to happen.
Did we know that was going to happen?
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, because we saw this before.
When you have that much power as such a young boy,
yeah,
drugs are...
And because we saw the game.
And because we saw the game before. But.
I went for the now joke, and you went for like the societal joke. That was very good. Eddie is up first. This is the round, and now I remember, this is the round where having ice out would have been tremendous. Because again, if we're going to go back to the analogy of pulling the rod out of that well-tuned engine, this is the moment. Because yes, Tywin is bodyguarded. Yes, Jaime is bodyguarded. Cersei is not. She is dangerously exposed here. This is the moment where you want ice to just bring that hammer down.
Right. And not only that, when you look at Ryan's board, at this point, he has both of his characters that can perform a challenge without kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
So he is set up to make sure that he gets those 3 challenges every single turn from this point on, as long as this stays on the board like it is.
Mm-hmm. Eddie is locked in thought. taking a look at his plots to figure out what's going to be happening next turn. I never like doing this. Like, I never kind of, like, you stay in the moment on the turn you're in, because it shows one of two things. Either you're not prepared for this turn, so you're trying to make up for it by looking at what you're going to do next turn, and that signals weakness. Or you think you have an idea for what's going on this turn going into the next turn, and again, you're signaling weakness.
I think Ryan called a military challenge with Jamie.
Yep.
Moving into the challenge phase here.
Yeah, because I believe Eddie did no challenges. At some point, he did a... At some point, though, I remember him doing the Winter is Coming, and it cost Ryan 2 cards. Blocking with Blackfish.
So
he gained the power because... He gained the power from the Renown. He's looking to draw a card, but he wasn't attacking in that regard. Yeah, Blackfish, when attacking in the military challenge, if you win it, you get to draw a card. That's just nice little icing.
Mm-hmm. No pun intended with that.
You caught me. Yeah. Yep.
Comes the Intrigue with Cersei.
Yep. So do you let it go through with unopposed? I personally block here with Cat.
I think you have to.
Yeah, because you've got the third challenge coming up, and dependent on the amount of gold that Tywin's got on him,
which is 3, it looks like.
So that'd be what, 9 strength. So and then 11 strength because it's the third challenge, and we're in the Lotse challenge.
Yep.
You don't have enough on the board to defend that. Well, actually, wait a minute. 5, and 5, 10. No, you don't have enough to defend that on both sides of it. So yeah.
So you have to block here with
Yep.
Cat so that you don't give them at least the unopposed, which is what Eddie does.
So. Victory. Now, he goes to try Winterfell here, but because Winterfell has to be in reaction to the challenge initiated, this is going to get rewinded back. And we're going to draw out, I think that's Edmure. It's Edmure or John. That's John, excuse me. That's Stark John. Another good pull to come out of there. Cersei has discarded a card, so you can get a power, Cersei. You've already done that. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
looking comes the power.
Yep. Depending on how much he's kicking in. He is kicking in Tywin with the full suite of gold of 3 on there. So yeah, that'll be 9 plus 2 is 11.
Mm-hmm.
It's a daunting thing to look at.
There you go.
Now, this was a big misplay. So, not this part, but what's about to come up. So, Winterfell is knelt. Now, Winterfell states, and I quote, after a challenge is initiated, kneel Winterfell. Then, each player with a non-winter plot card revealed cannot trigger card abilities until the end of the challenge. Tumblestone will be knelt to defend, and Ryan will play the Things I Do for Love to bounce the Tumblestone Knight back to Eddie's hand, making the challenge unopposed. Here's the problem. He could not trigger that with Winterfell in play. He did not have a winter plot card up. Or rather, Winterfell knelt and in play, and he did not have a winter card put out. So he gets an additional power off of this, and sends 2 gold worth of a character back to Eddie's hand. Ultimately, it doesn't do enough to the board state to kind of change what happened here, but it is a misplay, and we did want to bring that up to y'all. The bigger characters, the ones that at least Eddie wants to have keep in play, they're still safe on the board. Duped Blackfish, duped Caitlyn, and drug addict Robb Stark. Dominance, I believe. Dominance should have gone to. I think actually,
he had
Dominance
Jamie up and Cersei
had Jamie and
up,
Cersei.
and
So yeah,
so
Dominance
right.
goes over there. Power is just being ladled on. And I believe we're going to be in turn 3. Again, strong showing from Ryan. Has his plot card down, ready to go.
Which Heads on Spikes.
Heads on Spikes versus The Long Winter. Good play. It gives you 2 claim on the side of the Stark side. It also means you're pulling a power somewhere off of his board, which will be a bit of a hiccup for him. But now here's the deadly part. What gets pulled? And it is a second copy of Ice. If there's one card I don't think you'd want to see pulled out of your deck on a 2-claim plot turn, it's going to be Ice there. That, to me, was the killing blow. Going forward, 4 gold going. I don't think he'll draw to a 3rd Ice here.
Nope. And you got to think there, because if that Ice comes down, you put it on, you put it on Blackfish, however, you swing hard, you've either now locked up all of Ryan's challenges. You've got to defend that. There's nothing you can do about that.
Because with Winterfell and Ice is going to be in play, that person's going to have 3 strength.
Yep.
Anybody else swinging with him is going to contribute into that as well. Like Robb will come in on that one, probably make it another 6.
Yep.
5 and 1.
Or
this young lady coming in is Arya Stark. Cost you 3 to put her in. She will be dubbed, so she'll have her military challenge icon. Boom, there you go. And you got 1 left. Still would have had Ice. But anyway, I believe that that is a carbon. I think that's a carbon copy of Tywin. The unkillable just became unkillabler. I got to reduce her out. And only now do we get our gold, which is a load of gold. I can't even count that high. I can't, man. Serious. I barely get to 15 in order to be able to play this game.
Right.
Yeah.
It's that Mississippi education, folks.
That is political humor, and there you go. Oh, and then look, just be on the safe side. The family's all here. We love you, Tyrion. You're the only true Lannister left, even though you may be a Targaryen. Shh. Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoiler. Maybe. I don't think it's a spoiler when it's an internet theory and an internet theory only.
Spoiler-ish.
Spoiler-ish. There we go. Join us for the next show on the Never Ready Gamers channel. Spoiler-ish, where we come up with terrible ideas as to what's going on in Game of Thrones. Next episode, Tyrion is actually a Greyjoy. Hey, have you ever seen him sew?
He does not sew.
Boom. Boom. Greyjoy. What does he have? Stealth. Greyjoy.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
There you go. He has an intrigue icon. The whole thing just falls apart right there. The whole thing. Who is Atlantis? Exactly. Even with the board state as it was, I also think Eddie could have been a bit more forceful in this game.
I agree. To play Stark, you have to, especially this build of it, you have to play aggressive.
Yeah, and aggressive military.
Yeah,
you've got to be trimming that hedge as much as you can.
Yeah,
I believe this will be. Oh, we got something. Power looks like for 5, 7, 8, 9.
yeah.
Who do you stealth, sir? I believe Tywin gets stealthed. Ryan's considering his options. Going with the make sure it's not making sure it's not unopposed, so you don't want to give him an extra power. Lose 2, gain 2, because we are in the long winter.
Which I believe puts us at what? 5, 6 to 7?
2, 4, 6, 8. It's either 8 or 9. Which I think on this turn is swingable distance to get to 15. If everything else is standing up. Oh, an intrigue challenge has happened. Because that blonde bitch, she's coming in. And she's coming in with 5 and no other intrigue icons to worry about. So this will be a discarded card from hand, 1 power to Cersei. This will be an unopposed challenge. This will be 1 power for the card. He's kneeling Winterfell, so scratch the first part about that. She's not going to get the power from that. The unopposed challenge, though, will get a power from. And we're going to get rid of that, the Tumblestone. That's one of the sneaky things about things I do for love is if you do that before an intrigue challenge, or you still have an intrigue challenge left, you could possibly get rid of that card that was already on the board.
Control at its finest.
Mm-hmm. Eddie, I love you. You can check your plots all day, man. It's not going to save you right now. Kneeling Winterfell did prevent Tyrion from having her gain 2 gold, so that's pretty good. This looks like Pow Pow for a bunch. I think that's like 10, 11. Yeah, 11, 15. And poor drug-addicted Rob just stealthed as well. Go. Unopposed. Power there. I think that is 2, 5, 7, 9, 12.
Yep. I do believe that's where we're at.
Oh, and there's a burn man.
In.
To me, this is an overly cautious overplay because you see 1 burn man, I think you're about to see 2.
Yep.
And what's coming in is 2, 4, 9, and then another 6 for the Lord of the Crossing challenge. So I believe that is in the military for 15 as well. At the very least, yep. Blackfish will block.
Unopposed. Or unopposed.
Yep. So 1 for Lord of the Crossing, 1 renown for Jaime because it is a military challenge. And then when we go to dominance, that will be power 15.
Yep. Which will be the end of our game. Ryan winning. So our play-by-play, I guess, will end here. You'll get to see the last part where they shake hands, and then we'll go to our exit interviews with our players. Anything else you want to add, Jay?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Yes, it is. Thanks for watching, guys.
Like I said, so like this is not going to be the interview. Just like, what are some of the high points, low points that you saw in the match?
I think let's see. Milking Rob is a high point for my deck. It was a good turning point because I noticed in the first round, him being able to stand all his people was definitely going to wreck any kind of rush strategy that I was trying to push forward.
Yeah, because it'll help you defend. That makes sense. Eddie, what do you think in that regard?
Rob, yeah, that was a big deal. That's the only thing I got that could slow down.
From like I said, because we were out and we didn't see a lot of it, I will say that pulling 2 ices out of your hand, that's
yeah.
Huge.
Once I got Arya, a stealth and a stealth. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna be able to kill the unguarded Cersei for sure, but he had it.
Now, as far as board wipe, do you have any board wipe in your plot deck? Wildfire. So best 3 versus best 3. I still like Lannister in that regard.
Yeah.
Like, it would be it probably is Cersei, Tyrion, Tywin versus Rob.
The only reason that I think 3-on-3 will work in my favor is because of Winterfell bumping up everybody won. 3 versus 3, he's not getting Lord of the Forest again.
Okay.
He ain't winning 3 challenges. He may win his 3rd, but he ain't winning 3. And I got renowned characters. You know what I mean?
Blackfish, Big Caitlyn.
What I was gonna focus on, and I knew time was of the essence. I knew I knew it was a race. I knew it came down to could I get my Tully characters not kneeling before he could get to 15 power. Because once I got 4 power on Blackfish, then essentially Rob, I wouldn't need Rob. I could pretty much kill him because I wasn't going to be kneeling nobody anyway. I had 2 Tumblestone Knights, Caitlyn, and the Blackfish.
Okay.
That's 4 Tully characters that's not kneeling every time I do a challenge. So I got the 3. I did good.
Yeah. So yeah, Cats win again. Not cat as in Catalan, Cats. And we're here with our players, Eddie and Ryan. Ryan,
The Cats.
Raptor Claws?
Yes.
Is that Raptor Claws? Okay.
Yes.
So, gentlemen, that was a pretty fun game. That was a bit of a race there, and I think you had your car wheel running. I think you pulled out a couple ice-covered pistons out of there. Would you agree, sir?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Cersei was unguarded. I went in military. She's out of the game.
Now, would you have gone for her, or would you have gone for Tywin?
Almost certainly would have went for Cersei. Absolutely.
The problem was very quickly Tywin came out with a bodyguard, and then I got a dupe on him almost, I think, the very next turn. So
the target is her.
Yeah, because she had nothing. She would have very easily been put to the sword or some other move.
Eddie, if he doesn't have that, and it's just 1-on-1, who do you choose in that one? Is it still?
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, Tywin, because once I get that much military out the game and 2 gold out of the game, then it opens up the door for me to be able to control the board better. Okay. But him having a Tricon, 9 of whatever he needs, you know what I'm saying? That comes in handy.
I've seen recently, at least in the local meta, and I'm starting to Milk of the Poppy coming back.
I run 3 Milk of the Poppies and 2 Nightmares.
2 Nightmares, and
I think I run the exact same thing. I know 3 Milk, and I believe at least 2 Nightmares, maybe a 3rd. For that deck specifically, it's because it's not really a control deck. It's a rush deck, so it's very easy to put Milk on something and shut down problematic effects. It's a lot harder to use stuff like Put to the Sword when I'm trying to make sure I've got all 3 challenges. I could do something like that, but it's just easier to milk them and just run past them.
Now, Ryan, I'd like to ask this: Lord of the Crossing, what I like to call Lotse. It was to me, it was dead for a while. Where do you think the resurgence for it has come back? Was it with the Lannister box or with New Cersei?
Yeah, New Cersei definitely helps, and I think Lord of the Crossing is wonderful, especially in Lannister, because you have 2 characters, and I run 3 of each, which is the new Cersei, who does not kneel on intrigue challenges, and then you have core Jaime, who does not kneel on military challenges. So even if you only have those 2 characters, those are 2 powerful characters. You can start off military, Jaime doesn't kneel. You can do intrigue, Jaime kneels, but Cersei stays standing, or you can just leave Jaime standing for dominance later if you think you'll be able to pull that. And then you can kneel Cersei for the 3rd challenge for power. And it's a very efficient setup. You add that along with characters like Shay and, just the standard Lannister package, and you've got a very efficient crossing deck.
Right. Final thing, Eddie, I want to bring this up. Now, I remember you had a little issue after the game with your setup, because I think your setup was Blackfish and Tumblestone and nothing else. Do you wish you could have... Did you have a setup in your hand where you could have thrown more cards out? Was it that you'd like to have drawn back up to more, or what was the situation?
The cards I started with, the choice I was faced with, and then I thought, but the more I thought about it, the more it didn't matter. Was I could either put out my 2/6 costs were Rob and the Blackfish, and I didn't really think it mattered which. I was like, one of them's coming out set up and one of them's coming out, because I don't run, even if he marches to the wall, it's the Tumblestone Knight that's going, and if he that's it. That's all he really could have did. Cause which one? Oh, that's what it was. Blackfish was Duke, right? That's why I chose the Blackfish. But I could have got out 7. I could have got out 8. But it would have cost me my fealty, which is 7 anyway. Like I had a fealty character, right? So if you put out.
Oh, okay, because you're running both fielding. Okay.
So to me, it really just came down to. If he valors, I'll have a Duke character. So, I mean, I guess I could have put out Rob, but it didn't matter. The setup didn't matter. The only thing that really could have mattered, and the only way I could have known this, was to know what was going to happen. But maybe in the future, I guess it's more important to at least make you fearful of me winning a military challenge with putting one of those ice out like that. You know what I mean? And then either make you waste a confiscation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or hold a treachery in case of a Lannister, like something he has to save forward. So.
I think if I ever play him again, which I probably won't, I think getting beat 6 times in a row is plenty enough to get the message.
I've only counted 4.
I played him in Hattiesburg like 3 times.
And then that's 7. That's not good.
it's somewhere along those lines. Have you thought about Valor in your plot deck?
Yes. Oh no, not for this one. Not for the Starks. I'm thinking of my Lord Lion deck, the one I had.
Let me at least throw this at you. With Valor, and you're running Fat Cat, like that's a lot of dead Starks. She gets stronger. She gets way stronger.
That's why I run. I made this deck on the fly. You know what I'm saying? The deck is gonna get a lot better. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So this is something you're gonna revisit.
Yeah.
Like tune
well, I mean, I don't know, because the thing I'm always having to choose between is. This deck, I made it on, like, the reason, like, I seen how big his eyes got when he seen Big Caitlyn is, this deck is basically, Caitlyn uses power the way Cersei uses entry, you know what I'm saying? And sacrificing, you know what I mean? He loses a card, I lose a card, she gets a power, or I lose a card, I get a power. And then I got sacrifice in there, falling from favor.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a good way to turn a Winterfell Steward into 1 power for her, and just have 7 gold and 7 initiative.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
You know what I mean? And I just got, and then I had the card that I misplayed, that I didn't have a winter plot out yet. The one where I get to, after I sacrifice a character, I get to put a character of equal cost or lower into play. So that's me maybe not even losing any, like I may lose a good character, but I'm replacing it with something decent, and she gets 1 stronger. She was eventually, didn't go well. I never could get anything moving because, I mean, in the 3rd round, which if you think about how poor Stark is, I had the Blackfish, Rob, and a 7-cost Caitlyn and Winterfell on board. I was spending my money getting my big shit out. My big stuff out instead of getting ready for strategy.
We're leaving that in. We're not monetized right now, so we're good. All right, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. As always, we are filming from the Dungeon Room in Mackinac Gaming in Goshen, Mississippi. Like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, thank you very much.